In the summer of 1976, deep within the remote wilderness of Allagash, Maine, four friends embarked on a peaceful canoeing and fishing trip. What began as a serene escape into nature would quickly transform into one of the most compelling and terrifying multi-witness UFO abduction cases in history. This is the story of the Allagash Abductions. Jim Weiner, Jack Weiner, Charles Fultz, and Chuck Rack were experienced outdoorsmen, familiar with the vast, isolated lakes and forests of Maine. On the evening of August 20th, they set up camp on the shore of Eagle Lake. As darkness fell, they built a campfire and settled in for a night of quiet camaraderie. However, their tranquility was shattered when a brilliant, pulsating light appeared in the sky. It was unlike anything they had ever seen. A massive spherical object, glowing intensely, hovering silently above the trees. Initially, they tried to signal the object with a flashlight, believing it might be a helicopter or a small plane in distress. But as the light began to move directly towards them, descending with an unnerving silence, a profound sense of dread washed over the group. The object was enormous, estimated to be at least 80 feet in diameter, and emitted a blinding white light that enveloped their campsite. What happened next is a blur for all four men. Their memories of the event are fragmented, punctuated by a terrifying period of missing time. The next thing they consciously recalled was waking up in their canoe, miles from their campsite, with the sun high in the sky. They had no memory of how they got there or what had transpired during the intervening hours. Their watches had stopped, and their campfire was reduced to cold ashes. Over the following months, all four men began to experience disturbing nightmares and vivid flashbacks. They suffered from anxiety, paranoia, and a deep sense of unease. Jim Weiner, in particular, was plagued by recurring dreams of strange, alien beings with elongated necks and large, dark eyes. He sought help from a hypnotherapist, and under hypnosis, a horrifying narrative began to emerge. Each of the four men, under separate hypnotic regressions conducted by different therapists, recounted remarkably similar experiences. They described being taken aboard the UFO, subjected to invasive physical examinations by tall, gray-skinned beings with large heads and no discernible mouths. They recalled being placed on examination tables, having long, slender instruments inserted into various parts of their bodies, and feeling a profound sense of violation and fear. One of the most chilling aspects of their accounts was the description of a device used by the aliens to extract fluid samples from their bodies, particularly from their genitals. They also recalled being shown a large, illuminated screen where images of apocalyptic events and environmental destruction were displayed, suggesting a warning or a message from their captors. The consistency of their individual testimonies, despite being regressed separately and without prior knowledge of each other's detailed recollections, lent significant credibility to their claims. Furthermore, physical evidence, though circumstantial, supported their story. The ground where their campfire had been was scorched in an unusual, circular pattern, and the trees around the campsite showed signs of being bent and flattened, as if by a powerful downward force. The Allagash Abductions case gained widespread attention, becoming a cornerstone of UFO abduction research. It challenged conventional explanations and forced many to reconsider the possibility of extraterrestrial intervention. Skeptics have attempted to debunk the case, suggesting mass hysteria, shared delusion, or even a hoax. However, the profound psychological impact on the witnesses, their consistent narratives, and the lack of any clear motive for deception have made it incredibly difficult to dismiss. To this day, the Allagash Abductions remain one of the most perplexing and disturbing unsolved mysteries of the skies. What truly happened to Jim, Jack, Charles, and Chuck on that fateful night in the Maine wilderness? Were they victims of an elaborate prank, a shared hallucination, or did they truly encounter beings from another world? The answers remain elusive, lost in the depths of a terrifying memory, leaving us to ponder the chilling possibilities of what lies beyond our understanding. The remote lakes of Allagash continue to hold their secrets, whispering tales of the unknown to those who dare to listen.